day. It's Gary from G&H Honey Bees. It's Sunday, March 10th, 2019, and I've got some sad news. My Hive 2 has died out. I was really worried about them as I didn't know that there was, well, I kind of suspected that there was not enough bees left in there to keep them warm through this unusual cold snap that we've been experiencing. It's really heartbreaking to see that they tried their hardest to keep the queen alive. I'm just going to see if I can get in on these. You can see bees are in the cells, and they were on the cells on these two frames, and there was the remaining cluster was around the queen, and they just didn't make it. It's been just going up and down in temperature like crazy, and I don't know. It appears they had lots of food because there's still a lot of honey stores, and there's also pollen stores left in the box. But if you saw my video about the hive clean out I did on this hive a couple of weeks ago, I cleaned out a ton of bees, dead bees, and I guess what remained here was all that was left. So I've been in the garage in my winter coat, no less, because my garage isn't heated, and I've been building nuke boxes. And so I'm gonna take you to that for a moment and show you what I've made, and then maybe come back and ask some questions about how I should go about doing a split. So I'll be back in a moment. Oh, here's another thing to note on this hive. The queen had been laying, and she laid this sporadic pattern of brood, and some of them were actually trying to hatch out, as you can see by the uncapped cells there. You can just see the dead bees sticking out of those cells. So I'm wondering if maybe some of them starved because they were trying to protect those cells. I'm not sure. Maybe you can leave something in the comments and maybe let me know. So here I am in the garage / workshop, and these are the nukes that I constructed. I made them pretty simply out of using a 1x8, and I just cut the sides to 20 inches, the fronts to 5 3/4 inches, and I used a router to cut the lips for the frames to sit in. And it's got a solid bottom, and I'm using my new 3D printed spinners for the openings so that I can have them on ventilation or closed or wide open. And then there's like a 2-inch landing strip on the front. And then the roofs are simply a piece of 2x8 with a couple of pieces screwed through from the other side to the ends just to hold it in place. And because it rains so much up here, I've taken some gutter material, what they call gutter aluminum, and I just shaped it and folded it over the top and stapled it on, and that should prevent a lot of the rain from getting into the boxes. Put that on there. And this one's the same. And I know they're only 4 frame, but I've read about different schools of thought on how many frames should be on a nuke. So I went with a 4 frame just for now. So maybe you can let me know in the comments what you think, and I will go with these maybe, or I can build larger ones, I'm not sure. So I'm going to go back to where the bees are, and maybe explain what I plan on doing, and maybe you can give me some more information about how I should be going about doing a split. So here I am back at the hives. Hive 1 appears to be doing okay so far. They were the better of the two hives going into winter last fall. So what I'd like to do to revive Hive 2 is to do a split from Hive 1 and put it in that one of them nuke boxes that I've built, and hopefully get them to raise a new queen. Now, I am not sure of exactly how to do that. I've never done it before, and I've read about and seen online a couple of different ways to do it. So the one method was to move the queen and a couple of frames of brood and the nurse bees over to the nuke, and then let the actual donor hive create a new queen. And the other method was to move some frames of brood with fresh egg cells into the nuke and then let them build a queen. So I'm not sure which way to go with it. This queen that's in Hive 1 is on her 3rd season. So maybe if you can let me know if that should be something I should take into consideration when trying to create a new queen from these bees here. What I'd like to do is to move the queen and let them build a new queen for this hive, and let the old queen raise new bees in the nuke, and maybe move them into the second hive when the time comes. So if you could let me know in the comments, I'd much appreciate it. Now these bees are out and about today. There was frost on the ground this morning. It's only about 4 to 5 degrees Celsius right now, which is just a little over 40 degrees Fahrenheit, and it's supposed to get up to maybe 7 to 8 degrees Celsius this afternoon, which is 46, 47 degrees Fahrenheit. But these guys seem to be quite healthy and quite active. They appeared not to have suffered the same fate as Hive 2, which I'm glad to see. So I'm going to leave this off here for now. I hope to hear from you in the comments. Thank you for watching. I will talk to you again soon.